Aloha! Welcome to the Blue Note Fan Report. I am Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, and I am your host on a Sports Open Live. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to do an open live. You've got the chat room here. You can talk to me. I can see your chats. Just know you're on a little bit of delay, so when you're hearing me, I probably said it about 30 seconds ago. That's okay. You know what? Everybody is bored out of their gourds. Everybody needs to talk some Blues hockey or just hockey in general. That's what I want to do. That's what I'm looking forward to. I can't wait to hear and see what you've got to say. So please pop up on the screen and on the video, or pop up on the chat room and chat to me and let me know what you think. I'm absolutely looking forward to it. Let's make this all happen, buds. This is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan. It is time for a Sports Open Line. I got to get my music learning how to play, and I'm still kind of learning some stuff here, so enjoy with me a little bit. I've done a couple of shows. I've done some Sports Open Lines lately, but they do okay. I'm really in this for you guys, believe it or not. You know, this is a good time for me. This is a good time for you guys. Let's talk about what's going on in the sports world and what's happening in, with hockey today. The last Tuesday, the commissioner came out and talked about phase 2 through 4, about getting hockey restarted. And, that was actually a pretty good thing that he did. However, there's some things that need to be talked about there. One of the things that he said, and a lot of people missed, right? And it's not surprising that so many people missed it. It's really not. What's surprising is about phase 2, that nobody's about getting hockey restarted, and that was actually a pretty good thing that he did. However, there's some things that need to be talked about there. If one of the things that if hockey comes back, said, and a lot of people missed constantly, right? And it's not surprising that so many people missed it. It's really not. What's surprising is about phase 2, that nobody's getting hockey restarted. You need to understand. That was actually a pretty good thing that he did. A contingency plan. However, there's some things that need to be talked about there. One of the things that if hockey comes back, said, and a lot of people missed constantly, right? And it's not surprising that so many people missed it. It's really not. What's surprising is about phase 2, that nobody's getting hockey restarted. That was actually a pretty good thing that he did. However, there's some things that need to be talked about there. One of the things that if hockey comes back, constantly, right? And so many people missed it. It's really not. What's surprising is about phase 2, that nobody's getting hockey restarted. That was actually a pretty good thing that he did. However, there's some things that need to be talked about there. One of the things that if hockey comes back. Wow, this is bad. I don't know what you guys are hearing. No wonder nobody's watching me. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, four. Okay, there we go. So maybe I should start again. This is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, saying aloha and welcome to a Sports Open Line. Let's talk some Blues hockey. It is time for us to get together and talk about what's going on in our world right now in hockey. So join me. There's a chat room set up here in the in the group. You can talk to me that way. I can see, you got to let me know that you're there and let me know that you're talking. I am more than anxious to talk with you. Can't wait for you guys to talk with me, and hopefully I'll get some people jumping on. I did this kind of impromptu last minute, so no big deal there. Again, this is Guy. I'm the Hawaii Blues fan. I host the Blue Note Fan Report. I have my own channel on YouTube, which you guys are most of you are aware of. I do videos and stories about the Blues. I do interviews and things like that. In fact, I just did a really good interview with Alex Ferrario. Why is it that I'm not sitting in front of him and I can say his last name perfectly, but in the video I couldn't say it to save my ass? Maybe it's nice that shit like that happens, but I absolutely hate it. But that's the way it goes sometimes. The link is there. If you guys want to go there and check it out, you're more than welcome. Well, there's two people, one person watching me. I got to remember that I'm one of them. So if you're here, say hi and let's talk about some Blues hockey. I'm more than interested in talking. Well, so what has happened? So what's happened is the NHL sat down and they announced this big plan for how they're going to restart. And it's very detailed, very introspect. Really goes in. Hey, Roland, how you doing, buddy? Goes into pretty good understanding of what's happening. Hey, Roland, can you put out a link to John and let him know I'm live? I don't know if he's working or not. If he's not, he'll get mad if he doesn't see this. So let him know. And where was that? Oh, I'm lost now. Okay. So, excuse me. So they've introduced this big plan, and then what the commissioner said is the season's over. When they stop play on March 11th, that's when the season ends, and that's how many games you played is how many games you played. And I hear a lot of stuff go, well, they can't do that. They didn't play an equal number of games. They all didn't do the same in that, and that's fine. But you know what? The NHL has always had a contingency for this. If you ever look at their rules for awards and trophies and things like that, it always says, in case of a tie, the least amount of games wins. The NHL has always used winning percentage, or points percentage. They don't broadcast it, but they do. They have always used that. That has a legitimate stat and a legitimate divider. Right? Now, it's normally used only for tiebreakers, and I do admit that. But it has always been there. So the fact that they used it this time should not have really surprised anybody, but it did. Not completely sure why, but, that's what happens. I'm not... It's okay. You know what? I get what they're doing. It makes sense. And you know what? I'm sorry to Buffalo that you didn't get into the playoffs. But you know what, Buffalo? If you'd have played better during the regular season, this wouldn't have been a problem. Right? And if they'd have gone in with a normal playoff, which I think this is just a one-off. I don't think that this is something that's going to be, I think that there are smart enough people that are going to go, okay, all of the ratings and stuff that we get are skewed. They're not, because we can't have people in the stands. We're adding we're doing so many things that skews the ratings and skews the numbers. So they have to understand that it's a one-off. And I'm hoping that there's enough smart people working at the NHL that know that. All right. So they're going with this 2014 playoff. And I am going to do a show on Saturday. I'm going to debate this with Justina and her friend Joey. I already talked to both of them. They're both very intelligent, very smart. They know their hockey. And we're going to talk about the 2014 playoff. We're going to talk about the draft and you know, where their problems are with it and things. And we're also going to talk about things that we each think could change that, right? And that's just, I think that's a smart thing to do. The other thing to really know is, oh, sorry, I kind of lost my place. The other thing to talk about is the bracket. Well, so in the 2014 playoff, let's stick with that for right now. Let's stick with the 2014 playoff. I want to post this again, paste. See if I can do that. Hey, Kyle, how you doing, man? Good to see you. I'm trying to pin that, but it's not letting me. Oh, well. I don't know why it's not. Normally it does. Okay. So, okay, go back. Hey, Kyle, welcome. So let's get back into what I was talking about. Let's talk about that 2014 playoff. So in this 2014 playoff, what they've done is they've taken the best 12 of the East and the best 12 of the West. Well, and then, okay, so that is not a bad thing to do. I'm okay with that in certain aspects. The one of the biggest problems that I have with this is Chicago. And the first thing that most people are going to say is, you're a freaking Blues fan. Of course you have a problem with Chicago. And it's not that I'm a Blues fan that I have the problem with Chicago. Believe it or not, I'm trying to get my setting a little bit better here so you guys can see me and I can move a little more. Okay, so it's not, my problem isn't because I'm a Blues fan that I have the problem with Chicago. The Central only has 7 teams, right? Now, every other division has more teams than that. I think most have 8 and one has 9, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure that we're the only one. I know we're the only one that has 7. I'm bringing the standings up here so I can look at them and double check. And they even put it up on here, standings by point percentage. But that's not the standing that I want. I want the division standing. Okay, so in the East, on the Metropolitan Division, they have 8 teams, right? 7 of those teams got in. Okay. In the West, or not the West, the Atlantic, they have 8 teams. 5 of those teams got in. Okay. Now, remember, they use points percentage. We'll get back to that. So they left out Buffalo, Ottawa, Detroit, and New Jersey. Okay. I understand this. Buffalo got left out because of their... forget why they got left out. We gotta look at this again. Their row is... Oh, Buffalo should have gotten left in. Oh, Buffalo's got an honest gripe here. In my eyes, a really honest gripe. Okay, so let's go back to the Western Conference. The Central Division has 7 teams, and the Pacific has 8. Okay, here's my problem. Right? In the Central, they let all 7 teams in, and they let 5 teams in from the Pacific, leaving out only Anaheim, Los Angeles, and San Jose. Now, Anaheim only has 67 points, and I get that. But you know what? At 67 points, they're not a last-place team. Chicago, at 72 points, is a last-place team. I really think that they should have probably done this 6, 6, and 6, right? They should have let Anaheim in, they should have let Buffalo in, and they should have took the Rangers out. You know, I get that points are higher, but what you did in your division is supposed to count, and I think it should have counted. That's kind of my view on this. I'm not, hey, Nordic, how you doing, buddy? Sorry, I was on another screen, so I didn't see you pop up. So that's kind of where I'm coming at. So while I'm talking about this 2014 playoff, guys, I want to know your thoughts. This is a sports open line. This isn't guy talks and talks and talks and talks. Talk to me. You got the chat room. Put it in there. You can send me a message on Facebook Messenger. Guy Benson, most of you know me there. I'll look at your messages on there. Talk to me in here. I want this to be an interactive. Make it fun. Make it part of you. And you know what? Share it. Share it out there so more people can join. The more the merrier. Let's have fun. Let's enjoy this. This is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, host of the Blue Note Fan Report, saying, stomach's not happy there, saying, let's go Blues. I'm bleeding blue with you. And I'll be right back. And welcome back to the Blue Note Fan Report. I am Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, and I am more than happy to be here with you this evening talking about hockey. The great thing is, with the NHL announcing this, I think they've done something really smart. They've said, you know what, we're ready to get back on the ice, and we've got a plan. Here's our plan. And while the plan is out there, whether or not you like it, that's on you, to be honest with you right now. I'm okay with it. I think that they're smart. I think that they have allowed for some of the issues and some of the problems. I'm not completely in agreement with it, and some of you who know me already know that. But that's okay. That's what sports is about. We don't always agree. We disagree a lot, but that's what we talk about. So, like I said, I really want to hear your ideals, your thoughts, your processes, what you think about all of this. So I was just talking about, what I thought one way that they could have done this was go 6 teams from the Metro, 6 teams from the Atlantic, 6 teams from the Central, and 6 teams from the Pacific. Now, if they did that, people would have griped like a mother over Anaheim getting in, Chicago not getting in, Buffalo getting in, and the Rangers not getting in. Well, you look at almost every other sport, and that's the way they do it. The division matters. The division counts, right? Football, you got to win your division to guarantee a playoff spot. That's it. You win your division, you guarantee a playoff spot. Major League Baseball, win your division, guarantee a playoff spot. Basketball, division first, then conference. I think they may have changed that. I know it used to be division first, right? So they may have changed that, but for the most part, I think that's the way it goes. I think you need to take care of business in your division, and Chicago did not take care of business in their division. Let me take a gander at something here real quick. Yes, I used it. They played 70 games, so they played that midpoint. So everybody in the league played a minimum of 69 games and actually 68. One team played 68. And I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams played 71 games. Okay. I'm at that point. I'm okay. I get that. I get that. When I look at Buffalo played 69 games. Montreal played 71. There's 2 games. That's 4 points. There were 3 points out. You know? So to me, the argument about letting Buffalo in is not that bad. Now, the Rangers have 79 points, where Buffalo has 68. I get that. I really do. But the Rangers played 70 games at 79 points. And the Islanders played 68 games at 80 points. I don't have a problem dropping the Islanders there. Or the Rangers there. I really don't. It's okay for me. I'm good with that. Now, they went and did this bracketing thing. And I'm going to kind of see if I can bring it up here real quick. So you guys can see it and take a look at it while I talk about it. Oh, no, cancel. Oh, sorry. Give me a second, guys. So I'm going to bring up and I'm going to show you guys the bracket. I'm going to show you guys how this bracket's set up. What's on the bracket. All of that. Where we're at from there. Give me just... I'm having fun here. I know this is boring to you guys at the moment, but that's okay. Okay. So let's bring up this bracket here for you guys to see. There we go. Full screen it. So here's the bracket. Now let's talk about the East. In the East, you have your 4 top seeds. Boston, Tampa Bay, Washington, Philadelphia. Okay. No problem with that whatsoever. None. Right? That's the way it goes. Then let's get over to this quote-unquote play-in round. Now, the play-in round is... let's see if I can move this over here and it stays on your screen. The play-in round has Toronto... Let's start with the seeds right. So fifth seed is Pittsburgh. 6th seed is the Carolina Hurricane. 7th seed is the Islanders. The 8th seed is the Toronto Maple Leafs. The 9th seed is the Columbus Blue Jackets. The 10th seed is the Florida Panthers. The 11th seed is the Rangers. And the 12th seed is the 12th seed is the Montreal Canadiens. You know, I'm okay with that. The seeding doesn't bother me so much on this. I get the way they did it. I talked about earlier, this is the way they chose to do it. Is it the way I would chose to do it? No. I got to go with what they've done. Okay. Let's move over to the West. In the West, you have St. Louis, Colorado, Vegas, and Dallas as your top 4 seeds. Okay? Understand that. Let's talk about your 5 through 12s. Fifth, the Edmonton Oilers. Sixth, the Nashville Predators. Actually, I was watching something, and that brings something on some video or something. Some guy goes, the sexual predators will beat the Highland Coyotes in the mound. I thought that was pretty good. So you have the Nashville Predators in 6. You have the Vancouver Canucks in 7. You have the Calgary Flames in 8. You have the Winnipeg Jets in 9. The 10th is the Minnesota Wild. 11th is Colorado. Or not Colorado, sorry. Phoenix, or the Arizona Coyotes. Man, Phoenix Coyotes. I don't even remember which one they are now. The Coyotes. And 12th, the Chicago Blackhawks. And I've already talked about what my issue is there. Now, here's where, normally, if this was set up just as it is, I would have no issue with this whatsoever. It makes sense. If you want to do 24 teams, this makes sense. Here's where my problem comes in. First is your top 4 seeds. They don't go into a 1 through 4 automatically. They have to play a round robin to seed 1 through 4. Okay, what about winning your division? What about your regular season standing before you go into this? Dallas is a 3rd place team. Philadelphia is a 3rd place team. Okay? Pittsburgh and the Oilers are 2nd place teams. 2nd place teams that now got to go into this play-in round. I'm sorry, got a little bit of a problem with that. What do you mean, what's up and back? Oh, I'm back. Okay. Sorry about that, Roland. I misread you there, buddy. So I got a little problem with this. You can't start these 4 teams off even up. You can't. St. Louis, Boston, Vegas, and Washington all won their divisions. You win your division, you should get a bonus. That's absolutely right. You should get a bonus for winning your division. It's got to mean something. And right now, right here, it doesn't. I think that they should give 1 bonus point going into the round robin for winning your division. Absolutely. You should get it. And then maybe even St. Louis and Boston should get a bonus point for winning their conference. Right? Because what happens, think about this. What happens if Boston or St. Louis goes 0-3 and gets that number 4 seed? That means they're going to play. Boston could end up playing Pittsburgh in the first round or Montreal. Montreal, they get through Pittsburgh, which is possible. I don't see that being a problem for Boston. On the other hand, St. Louis gets that number 4 seed and they face either the Oilers or Chicago. I see a huge problem with this. I really see a problem with this because Chicago's a dangerous team. I still don't think Chicago should have gotten in. They should not have been awarded a playoff spot for being last in your division. I was on, I've been coordinating with a guy that does what I do called Windy City Hockey, and what's really funny is this guy lives outside of Belleville. He's got a 619 area code. Spoon Fudge, is that Bob? I think it is. I can't remember. I hope so. Yeah, I've seen that, and that's again, the big thing, and I talked about this at the opening, is the if, right? Let me go ahead and minimize this for a second, and take that off. So I'm back with you. You should be seeing me here shortly. The thing that is important to remember is this is all contingencies. And that's fine. That's great. No problem there. I understand the contingencies that they're doing. I get it. Yay, hockey. You're doing something smart. You're trying to play back. And you know, and I love that you're doing that. I really do. And thank you, hockey, for doing that. It makes a lot of sense. I'm glad that you are doing it. Good. I just kind of lost my place there for a second. Let's see. Right? Yeah. So I was been talking to Drop and you know me and Lance are pretty good friends, and that's pretty good set that they're not doing. That's probably the earliest that camp will start. They got to give these guys time to actually get on the ice, you know, and the practice facilities and things that. Yeah, I'm with it. I got no issue there. I think it's good. You know what, guys? I got to take a quick break. So this is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, the host of the Blue Note Fan Report, talking about the 2014 playoff, and we'll be talking about the draft. God, that is a mess. Coming up. Give me just a second or two, and I will be right back. Okay, guys, I am back, and time to talk a little more about what we're going. Spoonfledge, you're right. We're going to see a playoff, but I think even if it spikes, they're still going to set something up. They want this season to matter. They don't want it to not matter. If let's say that it gets to the point where excuse me, it gets to the point where, you know, there is a spike again and it gets pushed back, I think that they'll find a way to combine the two seasons, but this season's going to matter. They're not going to let the season go away. I'm pretty sure of that. They know that they need to crown a Stanley Cup champ no matter what. And, you know, what's good here now, if you know, for people that live in St. Louis, you guys are most of you are huge Cardinals fans. And I get that. You know, I've loved the Cardinals my whole life. Um, I've loved the Cardinals my whole life. But right now, baseball's got this huge problem going on with how much we're going to get paid and all of this. And that type of labor strife is going to go in. If it mattered, the Habs, Coyotes, and Blackhawks would not be in it. Well, yes and no on that one, bud. Yes and no on that one. The reason I say that. Hold on a second. I gotta fix something here. The reason I say that has a lot to do with other things going on, not just well, I know, man, Spoonfed, you have a strong opinion on this, right? So Spoon, what do you think they should do? I mean, and you know what? I love that you have a strong opinion. That's great. What do you think they should do? What should they just scrap the season and not raise a cup and just start all over? Regular training camp and that in September and start again in October? Is that what you're thinking? Let me know. You think they should cancel the season? Okay. So, what do you do with the Stanley Cup? Do you just not award it? Do you just... So what I'm kind of getting at here, let's go back. Let's go back. Let's really talk about something. Let's talk about something really important. And I know a lot of people don't understand this. And if you're who I think you are, because I can't remember, you do understand this. Money. Money, 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 money. Right now, the NHL owes NBC a lot of money. 40%, close to 40% of the TV money comes from the playoffs. Now, if you're saying, okay, if that's the case, just do the 8-8 like we normally do. Gotcha. What you're missing is from March 11th to the end of the season, NBC would have shown approximately 20 to 30 games. And I'm guessing, I don't know that for sure, right? But I'm just kind of playing out how many games they show during the week. We can go there and we can work on that. That's not an issue. We can... Oh, God, I just lost it. Oh, sheesh. Somebody bothered me. Okay, so back to what I was saying. NBC would have shown approximately 20 to 30 more games, and I don't know that for a fact, but it's approximate. The amount of games that they're going to play in this play-in round covers that. So if they do this 2014 playoffs, they do this 2014 playoffs, they do this 2014 playoff, they basically cover all of that money, or a large portion of that money that is owed to them, or that they've already been paid, so they don't have to owe a credit or pay it back to NBC. This is why this playoff is so important to the NHL. Every other sports league can survive without playing for a year. Right now, the NHL, I think, would lose teams if they can't play this year, if they have to just forego and give over all that money. So what's going on right now is the NHL is setting themselves up so they can take a lot of this money that they may end up owing, or this credit that they owe NBC, and spread it over the length of this TV contract. With all of that being said, the 2014 playoff, a one-off 2014 playoff, is not a bad thing. First of all, these players need to play hockey, right? And the majority of them, money's not as big of an issue. But for some of them, money is an issue. And you know what? You look at some of these guys that are on two-way contracts that are playing in the minor leagues, where you don't get a lot of the amenities that you get in the National Hockey League, because you don't have a CBA, more or less. And, well, Spoon, it's not that it comes down to money, it's that money is important. And you know what? Money is important in every single league. Why do you think NASCAR is running right now? To be honest with you, NASCAR is running because of money, right? The amount of money that NASCAR is going to owe Fox and NBC is astronomical. Astronomical. It has nothing. I mean, they're making it about the fans, but it is a lot more about how important money is. Now, you know what? And if money didn't matter, we wouldn't go to the games. And don't think, and you go, what are you talking about? If money didn't matter, we wouldn't go to the games. It's no, hold on, Roland. It's not that the owners don't want to lose money. It's that they want to minimize their losses. And these owners, guys, think about something. Sports are a business. Whether you like it or not, sports are a business. If you are in any type of business, you do not want to lose money. I, the Hawaii Blues fan who is unemployed right now, Fan Report Media Group, which is kind of my business, is losing money. Because every time that I go on, I lose money. Electric bill, lights, camera, action, all of that. All that time that I spend, I lose money because I'm not bringing any money in. Hey, Jeremy, how you doing? I don't want to lose money. I want to make money. You know, I want this to be my career. I want to make money. So I have to figure out ways to minimize my losses so I can do this to a point where I'm making money. One of the ways I do that, well, I don't have a $1,500 to $2,500 camera set up to give you guys better visuals. I don't have $400 worth of lighting. I don't have $1,500 worth of sound equipment. I don't have this studio setup that I'm filming in. I'm filming in my living room with a green screen. Yeah, I know you guys all know that I green screen. Great. But I want to make sure that I can continue doing this as long as I can with losing the least amount of money possible until I get to a point where I'm making money. And I think that's exactly what the owners are doing here. The owners are trying to run as long as possible with losing the least amount of money possible until they can make money. Right? Now, there is one problem I have with the TV agreement that the NHL has. They have a very profitable, very good agreement in Canada. And that makes sense. Canadians love their hockey. In the U.S., not so much. Okay, no problem. Just give me a second. So, well, hold on. No. Jeremy, Roland, I'm sorry. Roland, you're right. I do this for my love of the game. Right? To do this job. To do what Jim Thomas does. To do what Jim Thomas yeah, wish me luck. So strange to fly over. Hey, good luck, Spoon Fudge. I hope things go good for you, buddy. So, I just kind of lost my train of thought. Okay, help me get back. Okay, so, yes, I do this for my love of the sport. There are, Roland, Tom Stillman, do you think that he does not love the Blues? Do you think that the majority of his ownership group are non-Blues loving people, non-hockey loving people? This guy gets out and skates with the team. Skates with the team. Right? The Cardinals owner gets out and skates with the team. You have to love what you do. You have to love what you do to be able to do it as a business. You absolutely do. Because when you're in business, you have more of an opportunity to lose money than you ever do to make money. Your chances of losing money are closer to 80% than they are making money. Not all of them do. Some of them do. There are, these guys are smart, intelligent men. But at the same time, well, you know what? Let's go back. Let's go back to what put our Blues in the position that they were in the early 2000s, right? 2004, 2005, that period. The Lowrys, who have Walmart money, spent way more on the Blues than they were worth, and then paid players at an astronomical rate that helped drive up the salaries, not just of Blues players, but of salaries around the league, that it created such a labor dispute that they had to miss an entire season. Yes, the Lowrys had so much to do with that, it wasn't even funny. They had other money coming in. Oh, they had other money coming in. But they were losing lots of money. In fact, me and Jim Thomas even talked about this. Or not Jim Thomas, Bruce Affleck. Me and Bruce Affleck talked about the Lowrys and how they were losing money. Right? Okay, no problem. We get it. However, oh man, I'm okay. Get back. That issue created the current situation that we're in with a salary floor, a salary cap, the labor, I don't want to say strife, the labor agreements that we have now, the labor peace that we have now, including the 2013 season where I think they lost half the season due to a lockout, has helped create a very good product on the ice and in the arenas. I'm very happy to say I think it has. I think it's created a really good environment that we've been able to enjoy. With all of that being said, everything is not, I mean, you got to be in business to make money. And I understand that, right? We cannot sit there and blame these owners who are trying to earn money. I'm sorry. Would you blame, if I stopped doing this tomorrow because I couldn't afford to do it anymore, or because I'm not making any money off it, I had to get a regular job that I worked so many hours. Remember, I missed 3 months because of that. None of you sat there and said, oh, you're doing it for the money. You know, we know you love the sport, but you're not doing this for the money. I had to. I was forced to do that. I was forced to back off of doing something I love because I had to earn a living. It's no different, right? And just because my living, what I'm living at rate and what they're living at rate are different, doesn't mean it's any different. And I get that. I really do. One of the things that I also wanted to talk about, I wanted to talk about was this draft. Now, this draft to me is a complete and utter soup sandwich, right? It is nothing more than a soup sandwich. And if you're in the Navy or you're in the military, you understand exactly what that saying means. With this draft, do you know, believe it or not, and I'm going to bring this back up. Give me just a second here. Let's look at this. Let's bring the playoff route, the playoff bracket back into play. Right? So on this playoff bracket, in the play-in round, if you lose, you are going to get one of those 8 spots in the draft lottery. Right? So, the Oilers, who are a second place team in their division. Hey, Lance, how you doing? Welcome. And the Pittsburgh Penguins, who are a second place team in their division, have a chance to get the number 1 overall pick. Now, it's a small chance, but it's still a chance. I'm sorry, I find a problem with that. I get that there are, now here's what we don't understand, and a lot of us don't. Everything that the NHL does is in accordance with the collective bargaining agreement. And you might be scratching your head right now, wondering what I'm talking about. Lance, you got to go back and watch. I did a real big thing on this, and I would love, after you watch this, buddy, I'd love for you and me to talk about it. So listen to my thoughts when you get a chance, and we can talk about it tomorrow. Okay, let me get back. I just lost my place. Okay, so everything that they do is part of the collective bargaining agreement. The player safety, right? The fines that they come out with, how often they practice, how often they see, I actually, Lance, if you got to know where the CBA is, I'd like you to send me a copy of it. I would love to try and get into it. Everything that they do is based on the CBA. So, in the CBA, the draft and how the draft is set up is in the CBA. So in order for them to not have 15 teams in the in the draft, they've got to go through the players to change that up. And they are not doing that because I'm guessing that they're getting enough flack just bringing it out that it's something that they're not going to bring up and propose, right? Now, if you remember, they didn't just go out and say we're going to do a 24-team playoff. No, that had to be approved by the Players Association. So any deviation from the CBA must be approved by A, the NHL Board of Governors, and B, the NHLPA. I have talked with an agent before, and he kind of let me in on how much the CBA impacts everything he does. Everything he does is greatly impacted by the CBA. That is something that we really need to understand and concentrate around when we understand what they're doing with the draft. So because they have to do this CBA, let me check something out here real quick. Okay, I got about 10, 15 minutes, guys, and then I'm going to have to get out of here. Everything that they do is based on the CBA, so they've got to make those changes. This draft is based on the CBA. They have to have the 15 spots. I get that with the lottery. What I think they could have changed might have been the percentage base, right? Again, I'm thinking that they went with this because this is what they thought they could sell to the NLPA. Now, and actually, because they are doing a 15-team lottery, they didn't have to sell this to the, they didn't change anything. They honestly didn't change anything other than placeholders for teams 8 through 16. That's the only thing they changed. So with that, they didn't have to go through the CBA. They didn't have to do anything. This is their best guess. I hate it. I don't like it, but I understand it. You know, guys, I want my hockey back just as much as you do. I think debating is fine. I think talking about it is fine. One of the things that I really wish the NHL would start taking into effect, and really no league does this except one. And I don't know if you can call them a league, but the only sports league that really listens to their fans is NASCAR. NASCAR listens to their fans. The fans have a vote for the Hall of Fame. The fans have a vote for things that are done, right? When they have an agreement, when they come out with rule changes, they use fans to help get there. The new thing that they started, the chase, right? The not only the 16 car chase, but the way that they set it up and the segment races. This is all went through the fans. Right? That has everything to do with local fans saying, hey, we like the style of racing we see at our home tracks. Why does it change so much when it gets to NASCAR in the high end? Right? In the top series. Well, NASCAR listened and started bringing this format in. Well, they brought this format in and it worked. Now, a lot of people didn't like it at first. People hate change. Plain and simple. People hate change. I hate change. You hate change. We all hate change. But we accept it. Not only did NASCAR fans accept it, there was, God, I can't remember where I seen or heard this, but there was a poll about whether or not they should go back to the original points only way of doing the championship. No playoffs, no chase, none of that. And I remember reading, and I don't know where I found this or where I seen it, it was like 95% to 5 of not going back. So the thing that the fans initially griped about the most, they love the most now. That's what it is. We all hate change. But if we learn to accept that some change is good and embrace what's happening, we are going to enjoy our sport more. Right? Well, guys, I got to get out of here. I'm going to try and keep doing these lives. I think Thursdays, I'm going to start doing lives. I'm going to try and do them earlier. Let's say 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I know I was doing Wednesdays, but other guys that I listen to do things on Wednesday, so maybe I don't go there. You guys got to tell me, though, in my group, the Blue Note Fan Report, or in my page, the Blue Note Fan Report, or in my group, the Hawaii Blues Fan Clan, if you really like these. I put it out there in like 10 groups, and I don't see, didn't get as much participation as I would have liked. But you know what? This is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, telling you, you got to know I'm bleeding blue with you. Aloha, mahalo, and I'll see you on the next Blue Note Fan Report. Aloha!